Hi guys, it's your Island Girl and I'm back with another reaction video for you today. And today I'm reacting to how the US ruined bread. We're going to get right into this one, alright? Because I'm eager and excited. To all my regular schmegular day one sweetie pie, sweetie poos, come on in right back. Put a smile on the face and enjoy. For those who are new here, come on in, right back, relax, enjoy. Let's get into this video, alright? Here we go.
There's so much good bread in France.
And although man doth not live by bread alone, without it the meal seems incomplete.
On every corner, there is a bakery that is pumping out delicious, fresh, well-made bread.
It's so fresh.
This is not easily available to me, and I want to know why. Why is it that the bread that I can get easily looks very, very different? Why is it that the US sucks at making bread? In fact, let me just show you what that looks like.
I know.
Okay, wait, it's 12 hours earlier, still back in the US.
Okay.
I'm actually at a grocery store right now.
Yep.
This is how a lot of us Americans get our bread.
Yep.
Sigh. My favorite part is when they make this plastic look like it's steaming. It's just like foggy plastic to be like, this was just baked right now. And it's like, no, this was actually baked like 3 weeks ago in a factory in like Connecticut.
It's even made with real butter.
Always buy Wonder Bread. You'll be glad.
It's interesting that he's pointing that out because, to be honest with you, I did not know that's one of the reasons why they make it look foggy, to make you think that it was just made. I noticed the shelf life on the date on the bread is pretty long, so you can tell that there's nowhere it was fully made because it have to ship from one place to the next. So exactly how is that the case? But let's continue.
You did.
The reason I'm purchasing this bread is because I want to bring it with me to France, just to like have an example lesson, and I may use it as a pillow because it's literally as soft as a Nova foam pillow.
It is very soft.
Some of this bagged bread is made with ingredients that are literally illegal in the EU. Back to France, let's do it.
There is nothing more American than Wonder Bread. I'm going to France.
This is going to be interesting. This is crazy. Listen, we ruined bread, don't it?
In case you're wondering, yes, any video from Paris must include music like this. Nice, gentle cafe accordion music. There's my composer Tom making it right now.
It's pretty cool.
It's just so good. Okay, so yeah, we know that France is good at bread and the US sucks at it. Is this just another video where I shit on the USA for being terrible at certain things? Yes, it is. It's exactly what it is. But hear me out. I actually have something to say here. I believe that bread is a really important symbol for a bigger cultural phenomenon in the US, and that's what I want to talk about today. Where industrialized bread came from, why it exists, and how some people are trying to change it. I'll get to that explanation, but first I'm gonna go into that bakery over there and buy myself a large ball of butter and flour stuffed with chocolate. Oh, and Tom, can you throw in a beat to this accordion music, please?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Any questions?
Yes. Are you going to finish that croissant?
Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Oh my word.
Pause.
I noticed when he bit the bread a while ago, it had a crunch sound to it. I might be wrong, maybe I'm hearing music or something, but it had a crunch sound to it.
Okay, so why bread? There's a million other things I could talk about that are better in other parts of the world, but it turns out that bread is the most important prepared food that humans have ever made, and therefore it is worth talking about. So, let me explain in under a minute the overview of the tens of thousands of years of history of bread and its chemistry and why it's so important. Don't think I can do it in under a minute? Check this out. 12,000 years ago, humans realized that they could plant this grass instead of just foraging for it. This grass was called wheat, and when it was ground up with a stone, it made this powder that, if you put water with it, creates this stretchy, goopy thing that has a bunch of sugar from the flour that's been released. Oh look! Wow! All the bacteria in the air love this sugary goop. Nice. And they descend to feast on it, burping out gas as they eat. Whoa, the gas can't float up into the air because it's getting trapped in this stretchy ball of goop. Like a balloon, like a pillow, like magic. All this feasting and burping is making it rise and turn into a pillowy thing that is way bigger than it was. Put this blob next to some fire, and all of the little bubbles that were just created turn hard. Wait, all of this can happen because of this one grass? Yes. Cool, let's plant a lot more of this grass and build all of human civilization off of it, said humans. So that is...
Honestly, with him going in it like that, I hope it is true. I didn't know that. Period, point blank. The history of it and how this it's all. Somebody figured it out. I really did not know this. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I knew anything he just said a while ago. Because I never sit down to study anything about bread before. All I do is put it in my mouth and eat it and so on. That's pretty much it. So I'm happy for the back history of it.
That is bread, like the oldest and most important prepared food item that humans have ever invented. Eventually, humans got really good at doing this bread, flour, water, yeast thing. And especially here in France, they took it really seriously and have created a whole culture around making bread delicious and amazing. And you can see that they've continued that culture today just by the number of bakeries that exist in this city. There are 30,000 independent bakeries in France. Compare that to the 3,000 that are in the United States. And then remember that the US has like a much larger population. And if you do all the math, you see that France has 50 times more bakeries per capita than the United States. 50 times. I mean, that is such a clear indication of how much they value good bread that is baked a certain way.
Imagine 30,000 compared to 3,000 bakery. You can tell we're eating plastic and paper and cardboard and all of these things, you can tell, don't it? Mass production. It all boils down. Same thing like the video that I did about the chocolate, man. Hershey's chocolate compared to your guys' chocolate. I'm telling you, this is crazy. I don't even know what he's going to say next. Let me brace myself for it.
I'm here with Mr. Local over here.
Yeah. Local French food in France.
Yes. 94% of Parisians live less than 5 minutes away from a bakery.
Wow. 90.
And that shows you they care. They care.
Yeah.
It's like you hear stuff like that and you're like, this is their priority.
Yeah.
And the culture of eating is just as much important here as how like the ingredients are sourced and prepared and whatnot.
Yeah.
People don't eat while rushing towards their next meeting or whatever. Like it's very much, no, you sit down, you make it a thing. It's just a part of the way of life here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you sit and you eat.
People come into the boulangeries almost on a daily basis and they check in with each other. It's like, hey, how you doing? You know, I'm doing great. This is what's happening.
Why? That is the question. Why are these bread cultures so different? And the answer comes down to what America was founded on. I mean, a reminder that America is a country founded by a bunch of people who left their country to go make a new life, to do things differently, to do things more individualistically. And the way that expressed itself for a really long time was mechanization, industrialization. And to be clear, in the history, Britain was as much to blame for all of this mechanizing of bread as America was.
That's insulting.
But anyway, we're talking about the USA for a little bit. So by the 1920s, you had this machine that was invented, an automatic bread slicer. Hello, convenience, innovation, America.
Okay, now.
No more serrated knife versus a tough, crusty loaf. Now the machine will do it for you. This is the greatest thing since sliced bread.
No.
Oh, so that's where we're at. This is the greatest thing, says America. And Europe was like, wait, yeah, we like machines too, but like not for bread. Slice this bread and you make your bread spoil faster. We don't need a machine for sliced bread. But the automatic slicer was just the beginning for America.
No, I'm just getting warmed up.
Now that we have sliced bread that, yes, spoils faster, let's make it, I don't know, not spoil as fast. One way to do this is to take the part of the wheat berry that has oils in it, the husk and the bran, and get rid of it.
Are you serious?
Focus on the big carb-loaded berry in the middle. But there had to be a more industrial solution to make the bread last longer, to be whiter, to be softer. And it's the 1950s and Europe is like, whoa, dude, America, chill out. Like bread is just bread. We've been doing this for literally tens of thousands of years. Let's just like stick to the program. And America's like, no. So America starts adding all of this stuff to their bread, bleaches and dough conditioners. And suddenly they're putting their bread into controlled chambers so that it will be hot enough to rise faster. And they're putting preservatives in so that their bread can now sit on a shelf for not just 1 or 2 days like it should, but 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, a whole week, and it's still soft. It is still white. It is still spongy and delicious. But it now has 15 ingredients instead of 3. And it's cheap and convenient and stable, and America is loving this, and Europe is like, whoa, you took this way too far. This is not bread anymore. And indeed, I would...
is crazy. That is crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It is so true. It is so true. And that's what it boils down again. Like I just did a video pertaining to why eggs are banned in the US and the UK. They can't go vice versa. Why they can't sell each other eggs. And it makes sense. Everything, mass production, we boil down to mass production, cutting corners, making, lining their pocket with money. I am telling you, it never gets old. It's the same thing over and over, and it will not stop. Okay, we can do this. We can cut corners. If we do this, we get it softer. We get it to sit on the shelf for a longer period of time. Not only that, we can get to produce much more if we add certain things, and we can push out more if we add this ingredient, that ingredient. It doesn't matter if there's any health concern comes into play. Let's just do it this way, because guess what? The public is gonna yam it up, eat it up. They don't care because we don't care, and we're getting paid. I'm telling you, I'd really like to taste what bread is like there compared to here. I'd really love the taste. Try it.
This is not bread anymore. And indeed, I would argue that this is not bread anymore. This is a bread-like substance. It's a different product made from a different process, and yet we use the same word for it. If you want to know more about what's inside of this kind of bread, I was actually here making this video when I stumbled upon a video from one of my favorite YouTubers, Adam Ragusia, that's like a deep dive into all of the ingredients in this kind of industrial bread. Definitely go check it out. Some bread in the US has taken it so far that they will put in additives that keep it spongy and soft, or that keep it really white, even though these additives are known to like cause cancer and inflame asthma and do all of these terrible things. Many of these additives that are legal to be put in American bread are literally illegal in Europe and many other countries. Azodicarbonamide is one of them. This is a whitening agent. But you know what? This product, ADA, also helps other things stay softer, like yoga mats. ADA is in yoga mats to make them spongy and soft, and it is banned in the EU and many other countries. Our obsession with convenience, cheapness, softness, shelf life has led us down a really dangerous path, and yet we're totally okay with it somehow. This is why I think
that's my point. You see what I'm coming down to? You see the point that I'm making. These things it's detrimental to us, but we eat it on the double. It's given to us. They pass it, the so-called corporation or so-called health protective laws or so-called for the people to ensure that we're getting what we're consuming is it's healthy, and it's not. And these are, man, if you follow this, you don't eat nothing more than go grow some veggie in your backyard and see if you can get some ground provision that actually comes out of the ground and eat it. I'm all for my bananas and yam and dasheen and all of those things to eat, man, and my breadfruit, that stuff that grows on a tree that is not mass produced, put it that way, because this is a madness. Why would you put that in the bread that people are consuming? And remember, you're starting from a young age, coming up eating these things. You're going to be sick.
bread is a useful symbol for broader American culture. It shows us how far we're willing to go to prioritize things like cheapness and convenience
Exactly.
over tried and true methods that have been baked into culture. Of course, industrialized bread exists here as well. It doesn't have some of the carcinogenic ingredients that are not allowed in the EU, but it still has all of the dough conditioners, bleaches, still artificially risen, all of that. The difference is that it is rare. It is much more rare here. What is much more common is the ability to go to your local bakery and get bread that only has a few ingredients. And it's the ingredients that humans have been using for tens of thousands of years to make this staple food.
The feeling that I generally have is that this is how it should be. And then when I go elsewhere and you have other kinds of bread that last kind of bizarre amounts of time, you know, you're like, this is not really how it should be. You get calibrated to kind of this new standard here, and it kind of ruins you.
Turns out Paris is low-key one of the most bikeable cities I've ever been in, but it used to not be like that. Like last time I was here, it was not this bikeable. I smell some urban design policy changes afoot here. Someone tried to change this in the US a few years ago, a company called Panera.
What could be better than a visit to Panera Bread?
Tried to bring like European bread culture to the United States. And they did. They had high quality, delicious bread. But what happens next is potentially the best metaphor for America.
Yep.
Hello, I like money.
They got a business loan so they could expand. And then they got investors and they started to expand and scale. And then they were purchased in a massive merger. And now they're planning to go public on the public stock exchanges. Like they just became a massive corporation who does not focus on making quality artisan bread.
Exactly.
Instead, they're now just a machine pumping out bread that kind of looks and feels like European bread, but is now done in a uniform, mass-produced, industrialized process,
Yep.
all in the name of scale and profit.
Money.
Wow, they have it. Canned bread.
So the question is, why does this matter? Like, am I just being a snob who's like, traditional bread is better and therefore everyone should have it and I hate America?
That was snobby. You're a snob.
No, I'm not.
Kind of, yeah. But also, it actually makes a difference in how it goes into your body. The beauty of bread always was that you could put this goop out in the air and bacteria would come down and start to feast on it and kind of start the digestion process. That is what natural fermentation does, is it starts to break down the wheat and make it ready to go into your body. The way that we make bread in America doesn't really leave time for this.
Yep.
We use heat and chemicals to speed this process up, to make it rise faster, to make it rise bigger in an artificial, synthetic way. And so you're actually getting a much inferior product to what original bread making looks like and what it produces. Yes, it lasts longer. Yes, it tastes like chewy, pillowy, sugary heaven, but it's not bread the way that humans have been eating it for tens of thousands of years. Convenience, scale, independence, that is what we love in America. We love shelf life. We love industrialized efficiency. And to me, yeah, all that stuff is super great because it means we get to live these wonderful, prosperous, convenient lives. But I think we lose something really big when we focus on those as the priorities as opposed to quality and community and culture. Last thing I'll say here is that this is slowly changing. You have a movement in the US of people making some of the best bread in the world using the most traditional methods and ingredients. In these big cities, you have amazing bakeries doing bread that is on par with anything you could get in Europe. And that kind of blows my mind. The problem is, and my critique, is that that is still so rare and specialty and really only available to people who live in big urban areas.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the rest of us, the most accessible bread to us is this industrial, mass-produced garbage.
Belongs in the trash.
And that is enough to make me pretty frustrated.
I agree with him 100%. Like I said, a lot of these breads, it's not healthy for us, period, point blank. And like he said, mass production, lining somebody's pocket. And then if you were to find a genuine way that bread is made, you're not going to find it in your local city. In the local supermarket. You won't find it there because everything that they're pushing out has to have a longer shelf life. They said what? Quality? Quantity? which one outweighs what? How did they put it? They're like, okay, it's better to have more quantity than quality. That's how convenience, quantity wise, money wise, everything that is on the far end that is not supposed to be. I'm so over this. I am not a baker. I don't really know how to bake, but it seems like I need to learn how to. I need to learn because guess what? This is crazy. I would really like to try bread. I like to try. There's so many things that I want to try that is across the pond, over the pond, on the pond, whichever term you guys use. But on that side, and bread. Listen, and the list goes on and on and on. That's what another one added to my list. It's the Island Girl, and I'm running out of here. Don't forget to go in the comment section. Tell me what you'd like me to react to next because it will be done. Not only that, hit that like button, hit the share button. Love you guys to the max, and I'll definitely catch you guys in another video. Guys, there's a membership button on my channel. If you wish to become a member, the girl would love to have you on board. To all my members that are here, thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate you guys to the max. To all my regular schmegglers, day one, sweetie pie, sweetie poos, love you guys to the max as well. You know, we're one big happy family here, and your Anna Girl appreciate all the support that you guys give. All right? One and all. Love you guys to the max. It's time to get the kids ready for school, and I'm running out of here, and I'll definitely catch you guys in another video. See you on Saturday live. Come on in, rock back, relax, and let's have a laugh.